What up, guys? Garbage up here with another Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guide and Review. We are looking at Hotatsu, one of the new Shadowkin champions, and definitely an interesting look to this champion. Looks like someone split their face open, probably with an axe. Definitely didn't look comfortable. Got some cool wings. Definitely a nice aesthetic. Let's see if we zoom out here a little bit. Cool weapon, whatnot. Looks like some kind of exoskeleton type armor. Anyways, really neat champ. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the skills here. We have on the A1, Red River. Attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance placing Leech debuff for 2 turns. Can be booked up to a 60% chance. Then we have Rushing Death on the A2. This attacks all enemies with a 50% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. These are all defense-based attacks, as it is a defense epic champion. You can book this one to get an extra 30%, so it'd be 80% chance of placing, and you can knock down that cooldown by 1 turn to 3. On the A3, you have the Oni icon, places a 60% increased defense buff on the allies for 2 turns, and a 15% continuous heal for 1 turn, and it only has 1 book to get it down to every 3 turns. This champion also has a passive, removes 1 random debuff from this champion at the start of each turn, will remove stun, sleep, freeze, fear, true fear, and provoke debuffs before anything else. So you have preferential treatment on the ones that don't necessarily let you go. Kind of a nice move there. It is on a 3-turn cooldown. Alright, so it also has an aura of 25% in all battles. The all battles ones are great, especially on an epic. Super helpful. Can be brought pretty much wherever you need them to be. So not a bad champ. Let's go ahead and take a look at the gear we have on this champion. We'll look at the total stats overall. Got 34,000 health, kind of right in the middle. Pretty high attack, which we don't need. It just happened that way. I mean, pretty high attack for a defense champion. Then we have 3,800 defense. Got a little slow at the 168. 100% crit rate, and then 225% on the crit damage. We are a little low on the accuracy, just for higher level dungeons and whatnot. For mid-tier, for your mid-tier clan boss, mid-tier dungeons, all the way up to pretty much borderline level 20, that accuracy is kind of just right in there. So it's not too bad. We'll take a look at the gear just so you can kind of get a general idea of what's on each piece. So we'll just kind of slowly click through it all here. So far, just like face value on this champ, pretty solid looking. I mean, I haven't play tested whatsoever, so I don't really know, but it definitely has some advantages, definitely has some neat kit. It really doesn't blow me away, but that is just me. There are some things that are desperately needed for people like Leech and Decrease Attack. To put them all in one champion, it's a very nice little package. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we are with the champ, just doing the damage test on the positive affinity here. Get everybody ready to rock and roll here. Increase that defense as much as we can. We got Iron Braga, we got Martyr with the speed lead there. Not the speed lead, the defense lead, excuse me. And we got the extra damage from Bad L, and then the defense down and weaken from Lydia there. So we're not going to do the Oni, obviously, because it just places a buff on all allies. So we'll go ahead and just go hit him with the A2. There we are. So the A2 is going to be an AoE. Go ahead and see what we can do with this kind of damage here. Whoa, those are some hits. I mean, positive affinity, but still, we're talking 85s, high 70s. That is a solid all-around hitter right there. Let's go ahead and walk these champs through. Just get to the next one there without hopefully wiping out everybody. Definitely a possibility of that. Alright, hopefully she doesn't... Yeah, she wiped. Alright. One sec. Alright, so here we are. I can do the A1 on this little dog right here. Obviously, we're going to get beat up a little bit. Oh, we'll go over here to the Draco there. Oh, no defense down. So right here, A1. Let's see if we can't do some serious damage. 65, so not bad. Not bad. That's an unbooked, unmasteried A1. Not bad at all. Solid champ. Basic hits. Looks like you don't have to throw a ton of books into the A1, which I believe there's 8 that go into the A1, to get some decent damage out of this champion. Anyways, let's go ahead and push on to the next part here, guys. Alright, so the utility of this champ, we're just going to let this thing run a little bit longer, is really a boss fight champ. We're going to build the team, we're going to send him into the dragon, see if the boss fight champ can help out there. But leech and decrease attack are solid boss moves. So I mean, you're keeping the big hitter from hurting you, you're keeping the leech so you can keep yourself alive, and then you got that heal and defense. So I mean, this is just all about surviving the mass waves. Now, when you get higher in the Doom Tower, or you get higher in the dungeons, yeah, the waves are going to start wiping you out. That is definitely a part of it, and the decreased attack on those waves can be pretty cool because it is that AoE. However, the real utility of this champion is going to exist in keeping you alive and keeping you in boss fights a little bit longer while giving that little passive heal. In some cases, it may be enough off of that leech to pretty much eliminate the need for a reviver or another healer on there. Obviously, this run is probably going to be wiped. The team is not well constructed. It's built around making the most out of damage. So let's go ahead and pop them in a team for the dragon, and we can see what we can do there. Alright guys, so we kind of built a all-around team. We do have a reviver in there just to make sure that we can get through this. So we got dragon stage 20. Just how much value can we get out of Hotatsu? We already have him in the speed lead, which is real nice because we're getting that defense aura, which is going to help us out, just stay alive a little bit longer, hopefully. And then hopefully we'll get a lot of that decreased attack. You can see him out there across the board. Not bad for a 50% rate right now, unbooked. Some solid damage coming out there. And yeah, hopefully it's just nice solid fit, because you want that kind of mix from a champion. A defense champion, they're really weird in so much as you want them to do damage, but you also want them to tank, and then at the same time you want them to have some support help. So it's the needle in the hay of all champions. A really good defensive champion can be a lifesaver to a team, like absorbing blows, drawing in the enemy, or you can use them as a bait champion and whatnot. And so far, taking the hits really well and dealing out some serious damage. So, looking pretty good, which is nice that this champion is solid from the get-go when it comes to the utility aspect, putting up those defenses, putting up those heals, putting that leech out there, keeping everybody topped up, because super book heavy champion. And that's a little disparaging, but hey, it is what it is, I get it. So there's that heal, get everybody topped up. Bad cast timing because you don't get those 15%ers, but whatever. Alright, here we go, the big boss fight. See what we can do to get through this one. This is a pretty solid team built around him. A lot of really good epics in this team. 18,000, that's not bad for an A1. No defense down on the dragon whatsoever. Alright. Alright, see if we can't get that stuff up there. Very nice. Devastate won't do anything. So there's the resist of the leech, which, I mean, you're going to get that, you know. His accuracy is a little lower, so 208. Alright, but not bad. Keeping him alive, the utility's there, the functionality is there. I'm not seeing like much arena. I'd say definitely Doom Tower. Potential in Clan Boss. I mean, you're talking real potential in Clan Boss, just to kind of soak up, or not soak up, but actually decrease the damage the Clan Boss is doing, and be able to put those defenses and that heal out along with the leech to kind of just keep everyone going. Get that extra 2 turns, get that extra 3 turns. Very, very important. Alright, on to the next bit. So the question then becomes, is this a champion worth booking? That's a tough one. That's a really, really tough question right there. In so much as the books that you need to get it done, I would almost say don't go for this. I mean, that's an extra 20% damage. That's another 20% in your chance of 60% or percent chance of placing a leech. I mean, that's a solid, solid chance. And then you got the rushing death. Okay, the buff chance by another 30. It's not fantastic, but You can almost have enough to keep that going. So every 3 turns, always keep that on the clan boss if you tune it right, or any other boss if you tune it right. That's a solid one. And then the Oni icon, the defense, the continuous heal. That one is like throw a book or two. Like if you don't have a champion you're really working on right now, and this champion has hit that roll, this is kind of maybe put that 1 book, put that 2 book in there. Maybe you get lucky and get that cooldown to knock that down to 3 turns. Because the way you're doing this, you're going, okay, so you do your decrease, then you do your increase defense, then you land a leech. Then you do decrease, increase defense, land a leech. And that's like your cycle that you're going to be putting in there. I'm sure on auto he probably goes Oni icon first. But it's just a nice little cycle image that you can get going if you build this champion outright. Alright, so let's go ahead and pop these masteries on this champion and go from there. So here's the way I went with the masteries, and what I really wanted more than anything else is to try and keep that cycle alive. If I'm going to book this champion out, and I have this 3-turn cycle where I go through all my moves, I want to make sure that I get a chance to keep my buffs up the whole time, or at least my defense buff, and then also keep my leech and keep my decrease attack up as well. So we have that 30% chance to extend and the 30% chance to extend going down here, getting some extra accuracy and getting a little bit more out of our gear. So that's the cycle I want to build with Hotatsu, and I really think it could turn into a really efficient cycle. Then over here we went kind of just standard all the way down to War Master with a little bit over here for when you're fighting at 50% or less, just because if you're going into a lot of boss fights, there's a chance you're going to be getting beat up, so I want to get that extra damage when I need it most, which always pairs well with Life Drinker. So there you go. Those are our masteries. Now let's go ahead and let's throw some books at this champion. So, alright, we just walk them in here. This is how you'd want to do it, if you could, is you're just going to pop them in and just go for it. Ring of Death, okay. I mean, you're really, if you have the books, great. If not, I understand. You want to walk them into that A3, which is going to be super hard. Maybe we do 2 at a time and get super lucky here. There you go. We got that A3 done and done. So this is where I would stop almost. I could keep walking in here, but I don't know. If I was a budget player. Now, in order to get that cycle I was talking about with the masteries, I have to get this A2 filled out. I have to. Otherwise, that cycle doesn't have a chance because the cooldown isn't there. So I'm still 3 away. Alright, almost there. So what we have, 2 more there and 1 there. So this is where I'd start kind of, okay, well, it wouldn't have worked for me apparently. Would I have saved a book? I would have saved 1 book. So that's kind of how it worked out for me, so I'll go ahead and pop it in anyways. We got that one going. That's a lot of books in a champ. But now we can get that cycle the way we want it to get if we get lucky and proc on those 30% each time. So now we can always have our buffs and debuffs up. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a little bit more value out of this champion now. Alright, so here we are at the simple damage test. Let's go ahead and drop this A2 on these champions. Look at the numbers. Boom, so 100,000, 97. I think I saw a low to mid 80 as well. So you're looking at another, I think we moved up 20,000. Just the whole spectrum of what we're getting, which is huge. It's a huge spectrum. We just jumped up. Alright, we'll go test the A1. Alright, so here we are. We got the A1 ready to rock and roll. Let's go ahead and go after the same target just because. 89,000. That's pretty huge hit. Pretty huge hit there. So a lot of damage added on to those A1 and A2. So let's go ahead and jump over to Dragon and see how much more efficient the team runs. Alright, so here's that team just still going on this one. Not bad. I know we showed this one earlier, so you saw the team get wiped. Not getting wiped here. Doing insanely well. Very well. Definitely potential to win, which I think we're going to do right here. And then we'll jump over to Dragon here. Yep, on to Dragon. Alright, here we are on our Dragon run. Got them all leveled up, extra damage. Let's see how we can push through this dungeon now. Alright. Yeah, so it's important to know that his A3 is his go-to move, which is kind of not the best, strictly because you don't need it first off. Like, you don't need the defense and the heal immediately. I mean, I guess the defense is nice, but the heal feels wasted. Although he's hitting it with surprising regularity, which is nice. Alright. Little team control, knocking people out, putting up pretty decent numbers there. Alright. Not a speed run by any means, but not a bad time either. Alright, there we go. Come on, guys, push it through. Devastate this shit, yeah. Boom. Oh, almost. There we go. Yeah, so that gets a minute 15, I think, to get into the boss. Landed that decreased attack. Now we really want to see if we can land that leech. That's the important part. With the 208, we're about 12 accuracy shy of where I'd want to be for this dungeon. So that's something to be noted. And here's the passive. Spirit Touched. I mean, that's a huge passive. Now it's a 3-turn cooldown, but that is amazing. That stun did nothing. So already it's kind of paying dividends. Alright, boom. Hit it. Come on, we're not going to make a sub 2-minute run here, are we? Almost. I'll blame the animation. Took too long for those buffs to go up. You could probably tune this team to get that time down. Those are some big swipes too. Boom. Whoa, weak hit. Come on, man. Anyways, there you have it. A lot of utility there. Solid champ all around. Look at that damage. 770. Beat Zargala out. So, excellent champion. A lot of utility. The books, if you have them, they're worth it. Adds the damage, but it's a lot to throw into a champion who gives you a lot without the books. So just walk into this champion knowing what you're getting into. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. I'm so glad I can do what I do. Hit the subscribe, and hopefully we'll make some more content that everybody enjoys. You have yourself a wonderful day.